This is an amazing painting by a great contemporary master that I had the pleasure of studying under. So that is Perrin, a fantastic still life artist. This is called alla prima technique. Alla prima comes from the Italian, and it means to be made at first attempt. So that means that the whole painting was done just in one sitting. In 2-3 hours you finish the painting. Finally, I want to show you the artists that actually kept classical drawing alive, classical technique. The so-called intellectuals, and I say so-called on purpose because there's nothing intellectual about what they've done. The so-called intellectuals, they undermined and they destroyed the craft of art as it's taught in fine art schools. So they became so enmeshed with symbolism and philosophy that nowadays even this bottle of water can come across as a very important sculpture as long as you have a very good explanation. So the so-called intellectuals destroyed, I repeat, 700 years of accumulated knowledge. Do you know who were the artists that preserved the knowledge? This isn't Norman Rockwell, but he's just one of many. Well spotted, you know Norman Rockwell. Who were the artists that preserved the knowledge of drawing and painting? The commercial artists. Publicity, commercial art. The covers of magazines, which nowadays is frowned upon as an inferior art. Commercial artists, they kept the classical knowledge that comes since the 14th, 15th century. Why? Because artists like Norman Rockwell, they had less than 24 hours to make finished paintings to be the cover of Time magazine or to be the cover of a newspaper tomorrow. And when you have just a few hours to produce an illustration, you have to be really good and really fast. I'm sorry, none of the people that study nowadays in fine art schools could even draw a finger of that image in 2-3 hours, let alone the whole picture. It was commercial artists that preserved high-level knowledge. It was not the academics. I'm extremely critical of how intellectuals betrayed their cause during the 20th century in the arts. Intellectuals backstabbed the knowledge of art by creating games of words. It all became about words, not about the image. So, another example by Norman Rockwell, how to play rugby. This is how you should play rugby. And again, all of these drawings were usually drawn from imagination. Finally, this is being considered art. But for almost 50, 60 years, this was considered trash. No art school would name illustrators as the relevant artists. Art became a religion, where you have blind faith that is not based on evidence. Nowadays, you can claim to be a real important artist without being able to draw. You don't have to show evidence for your claims. So art became a total religion. It's a polytheist religion, by the way, that has several deities. And there are certain artists who are not allowed to attack nowadays. You must believe them. You can never say that Picasso was not such a great painter after all. You'll be banned from the art world. You cannot criticize the pantheon of the art world because it is a religion.